Hey man. So I'm having quite a difficult time these days. I'm yeah, pretty much depressed. And, surprisingly, my lifelong problem of nasal problem, breathing problems, medical problems have ended long back, and now the difficulties are now it's just mostly mind related, or my soul related. I'm very I'm pretty weak right now mentally. I mean, basically, I'm weak in my spirit. I can't execute any of my plans, ideas, works, tasks. Can't land on decisions. And it's not unjustified. My state externally in the worldly matters. I'm stranded in my education and my career. Thanks to my fucking father taking me out of college. I don't have anything, anybody, any fun, any happiness in my life. On top of that, the time is going not great. Generally, since since about a year, or in general, I've been having just normal days, which are empty, or bad days, which are bad days and times when everything seems to go wrong. Yeah, the simple of my task becomes difficult, which I just call the short time difficulty, or short bad period during yeah. So there have been those bad days and normal days. There haven't hardly been any good days, or uh, there have hardly been any good days. I've got no reason to feel confident, feel good about myself. Okay, externally at least, which has made me internally weak also. Right. Plus, I'm alone. I feel like a lot of the time I wish there was like somebody to somebody for me, somebody to guide me, or somebody to support me, help me a little bit. It's textbook loneliness also I have, because being out of college, and thanks to my fucking father taking me out of college and stranding me, uh, leaving me for nothing. I also don't have any, you know, companions or friends. Which I didn't really never needed earlier. I mean, earlier I had to make myself a very different kind of person due to my depression. I couldn't be normal. I had to be psychopathic, and um, psychopathic means I'm a cautious and emotionless psychopath, not a crazy psychopath. Because I was suffering medically, internally earlier, and I couldn't afford to be emotional, or I couldn't afford to be normal. Um, so I did. I mean, especially in 2017, as you know, I had been a careful, psychopathic, cautious, and alone, self-dependent person. Never really needed. Plus, I was working at that time. I mean, I was working on my career at that time, so that was going for me. And now, when I after recovered medically, so yeah, I I dropped my psychopathic character and emotionless character to turn into a normal person, and normal people, they do need other people, right? They do need some support, because they can. There are times they're weak. There are times that are difficult, and that's what's been going for me. Weak and difficult times, and but I forgot before that I before turning to normal, I forgot that if the times get difficult, if I get weak, I did not have anyone or any friends or any, I didn't also have any study or career classes job going for me where I could make friends. Or, my mother was my biggest support, or my biggest caretaker, always, and I could really use. I really wanted the kind of support and care she took of me earlier, and now she also doesn't. Uh, she doesn't have the capacity to take care of me now. Which is obviously which is not very wrong, because I'm like 24 years old. Yeah, but I'm still pretty surprised the kind of attitude shift she has taken. it's also circumstantial. I mean, she doesn't have the capacity to do right now in her schedule and her life to take to share my depression or sadness, grief, problems. So my grandfather is the only person that I have in my life right now who cares for me, who knows me, understands me, and who uh, who cares for my failure and who cares for my success. I mean, he's the only person that cares for me right now. The only person that I have in my life, and I'm very thankful for that. But I do not want to share or put any upset him or put any burden on him because he's 87 years old, and I only want to make him happy and make him proud. I don't want to put any burden on him. Which unfortunately I do unintentionally because I'm depressed myself, and I have a principle of talking to him every day at 11 p.m. I've been doing that since years, and the purpose of that was to fulfill, to keep him, to make him feel fulfilled and happy and not lonely, and give him and have some drive and purpose because we love each other very much, and so yeah, I gave him purpose, my grandfather, some purpose, because at this age, yeah, it's very possible for old people to feel purposeless and alone, and especially as he's single now after a grandmom's death. Yeah, the best thing yeah, I could think of, or the best thing I could see easily was to start some classes in Noida that I've been wanting to start since 2016 when I planned that when I start college I'll be starting those classes on the side. So right now that I mean that's the only thing that can give me a routine, and but right now I'm getting so weak, like to making so weak and making decisions and taking actions that even reaching there has become a big hurdle. Some of the main hurdles for that are finding a room, yeah, then getting the bike, and figuring out reaching there has also become a fucking hurdle. Then again, those and then any more hurdles because I do not have any, you know, official or I mean, this is not very something regular that I gotta do. So I'm not very. I can't be confident for starting that. I mean, putting an investment in that to start the routine is not something very usual and normal. So and I'm so my uh, and so any hurdle makes me question myself, makes me question that plan because there's some investment that need to be put in buying a bike, finding a room, and moving, etc. Time and energy. Yeah, for which you gotta feel motivated or gotta feel that it's the right thing to do. And so now on my own, it feels very it's difficult. At least your parents would be if mom parents would be supportive or pushing you for something like that, it would be easier to do. Yeah, my grandfather though is pushing me for that, and that's a big drive. That's a big drive, and over the bike, that I thought that even though I have the money, I wanted to inform mom or take her permission and blessing over that because ethically also it's her money that I took for the bike, and I took it for with a different plan that I'll be go to call when I'll be buying the bike if I go to the college. The college is cancelled here, the Delhi college, and then so I'm in such a weak state. You can't make the effort to take any unconventional or risky decision, or I can't even afford. Can make the effort to afford a risk of criticism from my parents, especially my mom. And now I wanted to tell her, I wanted to inform her, and she's not ready to talk. And she doesn't have time to talk. So I thought, yeah, maybe you should just go on with it. Anyways. Yeah, let me not waste time getting into the details of my circumstances or plans. It's just sort of I got weak in my spirit, man. I can't land or execute decisions. What to do, what to say, what to think. A big part of the confusion is that whether I should be following my spirit or following my brain. Because I had the greatest time of my life when I just followed my spirit. And now but my brain is so overactive, I can't afford to ignore its noise and dominance. Soul is getting so weak, man. Yeah. And this is what a depressed person usually looks like, and this is how depression is diagnosed. And but mine is I know it's very circumstantial. I mean, things in life. There's no. I mean, the mind is working fine. The brain is working fine. Thoughts are thoughts are rational, logical, but it's I can feel that it's my spirit that's weak, yeah, which can't let me act on decisions, can't let me execute my things. Now, now what that's what and that's the reason why I don't wanna take any drugs or psychiatric drugs or antidepressants right now because they'll be working on the mind, right? And I don't think there's any work needed there. What's needed is I need to strengthen my spirit, right? So I need something for that. And yeah, there's obviously a lot of things you can do. Uh, there are obvious actions that I could take, like my starting my classes and everything. But I'm not being able to pull myself to do that because I'm weak. Yeah. Somebody could some support could really help me out, or if God shows a little mercy, some things go good for me. Yeah, because earlier I used to be depressed medically. I used to be, and things. I know that anything going good or things going good could not lift me up, and I didn't want anything or didn't expect or hope anything to lift me up because nothing could earlier. Now I'm ready, like medically, mentally, I'm ready for any good thing to, anything to, any kind of opportunities. Okay. But but now externally is I don't have anything. Trying to keep trying to connect with the higher power. Sometimes I had a great connection back in 2016. I keep asking for the help, and I'm sure that I am getting help, but it's uh, not enough. Yeah, another fuck up over here in the spiritual regard is that I was following Islam since a long time now, and I was Muslim, and I used to pray. I used to do my salah too, and now due to a conflict or something in some of its principles has also uh, taken away my faith and faith in Islam, and I stopped praying. And um, although I know that it's a very, very right religion, everything's right, but it goes. I'm just like trying to. Uh, but I'm not turned an atheist, okay, or an agnostic. I'm still a believer. Still believe in God, but I lost my faith in my. I didn't lose faith over, but I stopped following my religion. Just seeing these hotels and everything, people having sex all the time, all around, doesn't help your loneliness or feeling bad for yourself. I don't know, man. Just getting off my fucking father taking me off my path of education is the biggest fuck up in my life, man. And now, thanks my mother, who I loved, admired, and cared about the most in my life, yeah, along with my grandfather, is not only unapologetic, but also not unhelpful. Totally unhelpful she is now. Yeah, she's not just unapologetic by my fucking father fucking me up by abusing me, taking me out of my college, keeping me stranded. She's also highly unhelpful of my and unsympathetic of my situation. I dreamed so much of my mother that I want to make her proud and give her the most happiness in my life. I still do, but I don't think it's fair or it's right what she's the way she's treating me. Which again, I don't blame her. It's just she's incapacitated. But it's also something not right. Okay. Anyways, time has gone by. It's 10:53. I had to talk to my grandfather now, and I feel so bad. Giving him a zero progress report every day. Plus, I can't talk to him on the video. Don't have. I don't know, man. feel so bad giving him a 0. Okay. Now, as sad as this video was, if by any chance there's somebody else, I mean, this has not been made to be watched by somebody else other than me, but somebody else watching. This is not a suicide note or anything, although it sounds like one, but this is all a mix-up of the worldly and external problems. I mean, I'm an external outside my body. Okay. I mean, the reasons. I mean, of course, it's affecting the inside by my affecting my spirit and my soul. But I've been in a much more terrible state earlier, and I've had much worse when I was like totally paralyzed due to my medical problems, nasal problems, etc. So this is now an external fuck up now, and it's very easy to get solved. Not easy for me, but easy externally. I mean, just a few things going right would help me a lot. A little bit support, or a few things going right. As compared to earlier, when there was nothing except my nasal surgery that could help me. And finding that was a great, finding and executing that was totally my responsibility. And didn't have anybody's help in that, so that took like so many years for me to do. And now but now the situation is as difficult as it is. It's very easy to get it. I mean, very easy to get better. It's not. It's not. There's not hopelessness. It's just sadness, loneliness, and difficulty going on. As bad as it is, and not hopeless. And as long as there's hope, there's life. Or as long as there's life, there's hope. It goes both ways. I think it's Hawking's goat. Well, gotta end that now. It's 10:56. 4 minutes remaining to talk to my grandfather. A fucking second. There's how much size did this video take? I think there's only 10 GB left in my this internal camera is showing about, and I like 40, 50 GBs, more than that space left. I don't know. It couldn't be that big. I already have a 720p setup and this open camera. Okay. There's a fucking Yahoo in the other room, screaming all the time. Subscribe to BetterHelp though, and I should and could and would take the help of a counselor there. नो यार इसलिए नो when जब आपका टाइम ही कुछ ख़राब चल रहा हो या जब आपको डिफ़िकल्टी आनी हो, even when there's help right next to you, you won't take it. It's just, like when God has planned a difficulty, or God has decided to give you when you have a difficulty in your destiny or in your kismet. And just it's like you can't pick up a piece of help lying next to you. It's like a piece of cake lying next to a piece of food lying next to a hungry person, but he can't just take it. He has hands, he has body, he has mouth to eat everything, and he has the appetite, but he's just can't take it. Oh, well, being fine medically, everything's possible. Okay, I have everything I could. There's nothing that I cannot take to help me out. There's help available everywhere. But I just not pulling myself to take it. Man, it's time to talk to grandfather. See, hope things get better, and they will get better, man. See ya.